welcome to Anne's Family Recipe. Today we're making pumpkin bread.
It's finally fall, and today my kids, Emma, Jack, and Ben, are going to help me show you our favorite pumpkin bread recipe.
Yep.
Now, yeah, you're excited? So this is not my own creation. This recipe comes from What's Up Moms, which is, I think, the first YouTube channel that I ever discovered and subscribed to and started watching regularly. It's a group of moms on the West Coast, and they share weekly videos of recipes and crafts and educational activities, DIYs. It's just an awesome channel and a great resource for moms. So I'm going to link to them down below, but you have to try this pumpkin bread recipe. My husband's coworkers and friends are constantly requesting that I bake this for them. And the nice thing is that the woman Meg from What's Up Moms who designed this recipe made it so that you use a full can of pumpkin puree so that you don't have any left over. And the result is 2 loaves of pumpkin bread. So we always have one for us to enjoy and then another one to gift. So we're going to share it with you today. So our first step is to mix our dry ingredients together. So the kids are going to help me dump everything into this medium mixing bowl here. So Ben, do you want to do the first cup of flour?
Yeah.
Pour it in. Perfect. Okay, Jack, you'll be next. There's 3 cups of all-purpose flour, so that's just enough for each of you to get 1 cup in the bowl. In the bowl, please. Perfect. Thank you. Get the last one here. Okay, Emma, here you go. Great. So you can see that I have Ben and Jack and Emma with me here in the kitchen, but I'm sure you could also hear Andrew offering his support from the sidelines. He's right across the gate here in the kitchen from us. Okay, so we have our 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and Emma would like to be the first one to whisk. So pick up the whisk, sweetie, and she's a lefty, so she's gonna reach her hand in. Put your hands down, please, honey. And we like to whisk the flour to get any lumps out. So try and keep the whisk in the bowl. Just go round and round. Yep. Next is 1½ teaspoons of baking soda. So Emma, would you like to start with that?
Yeah.
That's 1 teaspoon. Ba-dum-ching.
That's my turn.
You get to do the next ingredient, okay, which is 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to use my 1/2 teaspoon measure and fill it halfway. Hold on 1 second, Benny. Okay, just be careful. Perfect. Okay, and then we're gonna add some nice warm fall spices. So this recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. I've also made this before just with 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. So whatever you have on hand will work. It's gonna give it that nice, warm, kind of sweet flavor in the background of our pumpkin bread. Okay, so now we're just gonna whisk all our dry ingredients together. Keep going, you can do it. So in this large mixing bowl, we have 1½ sticks of softened, unsalted butter, and now Emma and Ben are gonna add in 1½ cups of white granulated sugar. So Emma's got the cup measure, go ahead and dump it in, and Ben's got the 1/2 cup. Gonna let it rain a little bit everywhere. Okay, and then we're also gonna add 1/2 cup of brown sugar. So I'll scoop that out for Jack over here, and then Jack, you wanna do the brown sugar, please? Okay. Perfect.
Right
okay.
in the center like a brown sugar ball.
Yep. We're gonna mix it all together with our electric hand mixer. Next, we're adding in 3 eggs, and the kids wanted to try cracking the eggs today, which is totally fine, but I am gonna have them do it into a separate bowl just in case any shell gets in. That way we can easily fish it out and it won't be all mixed in with our butter and sugar. Also, I left my eggs out at room temperature, which typically makes them easier to crack. Can I help you? You don't squish it with your hands, you actually hit it on the bowl. Ready? Ready, 1, 2, 3, crack. Good.
I'll do by myself. I do mine.
Okay,
I
yep.
do mine.
Jack, watch your hands, Ben. Go ahead, Jack. Get your thumbs in where it cracked. Yep, get it right in the bowl. Okay, not too bad. A little on the floor, a little in the bowl. That'll work. That's okay. Really crack it. Yep. I would crack it even more. I would crack it even more.
You're dripping it on me, Mommy.
I'm sorry. There we go. So we have our 3 eggs, and Emma's gonna add them into our butter and sugar mixture. Go ahead.
Oh, that looks so good. I know.
Let me grab a spatula just so we get it all out. And then Jack, do you wanna mix it?
And then I'll
So-
mix it.
Use your right hand since you're right-handed.
Mommy, you know what? Mom, is there no more mixing? Because I want to.
Yeah, there's more mixing.
I want to mix it.
Go ahead, just keep it in the bowl, move it around. Next, we're adding a 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree, just the pure pumpkin, not the pumpkin pie filling, because we've added our own sugar and spices. You excited? Yeah. My pantry is stocked with cans of this. As soon as my grocery store had the pumpkin puree on the shelf, I had it in my pantry because I love having this all fall long. Next, we're adding in 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. And lastly, for our wet ingredients, Emma has 1 cup of buttermilk, and I made my own with a tablespoon of white vinegar, and then I topped it off to the 1 cup mark with 2% milk. That's what I usually have on hand. So I stirred it up, and you can see it's gotten a little bit thick, and it's gonna be nice and tangy. So you can pour that in, sweetie. Just make sure it goes in. Good. See how thick that got? It's kind of lumpy. That's a good thing. And it's gonna keep our bread nice and moist too. Thank you. First, we just have to incorporate our dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. And I just want to let you know that sometimes when you mix that pumpkin puree into the butter and sugar, it can look a little bit curdled, but that is totally normal. That's typically the texture that it's going to look like. But once the flour gets added in, it smooths out and it becomes this really nice thick batter. Okay, so let me grab the flour mixture and we'll shake it in. I think I'm gonna do the flour, so you guys can help. Ready? All hands on deck here. So we'll do about half, and then we'll mix that in just so we don't have a huge cloud fly up, and then we'll do the other half. Okay, so hold on to the bowl. I sprayed 2 9x5-inch loaf pans with baking spray just so that nothing sticks. So we're gonna divide the pumpkin bread batter evenly between both trays. This is gonna bake at 275 degrees, which is unusually low, but the results are absolutely phenomenal. So I stick with what the recipe says, and it bakes a little longer than usual too. So for about 70 to 80 minutes. I usually start checking it around the hour mark, just because I don't wanna overbake my pumpkin bread, but it typically takes a little bit longer than an hour. You can just test it with a toothpick or like a bamboo skewer, a wooden skewer, and when you stick it into the center of your loaf, it should come out clean or maybe with a couple of moist crumbs. And then you'll know that it's baked through. My pumpkin bread baked for about an hour and 5 minutes. I allowed my pumpkin bread to cool, and then I just took a butter knife and kind of sliced around the outer edge, and it came out very easily from the pan. That's why you want to spray it. No problems there at all. And now I'm going to give it a taste. This is such a good recipe. You definitely have to try it this fall. It has those warm, quintessential fall spices with the cinnamon and nutmeg. It's super moist, has this really nice kind of tender crumb. It is just the best pumpkin bread I have ever tried. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you like today's recipe. Thank you so much for joining me today in my kitchen, and I'll see you again soon with another family recipe.
Today, we're making pumpkin bread. Hello. 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 I'm named Ben.
So I'm sure, wait, what was I gonna say? So Ben, oh!
Oh. I want to see It is really good. It's
Good.
really good.
You like it, Ben?